most exciting moments in raising their children is hearing their first words. Typically, children begin to talk, like say a few of their first words, at around 1 and continue to develop their speech as they get older. In some instances, children can experience speech delays. To help them catch up, speech therapy is required.
Speech therapy is where kids need to be either adults or kids don't have language yet, or for some reason if the adult has a stroke, then we teach the adult to learn the language again. And for kids is when the kids are maybe 2 or 3 years old and they're not talking yet, parents are concerned about, they're not starting to talk. So cousins of friends of them are the same age and they're talking and their kids are not talking. We also work with children who go to school, maybe they're 5, 6, and they can't pronounce their sounds correctly. We also look at different disabilities like Down syndrome, cerebral palsy, autism, and we help these children communicate better.
Marcella Luthens is a bilingual speech-language pathologist. She recently moved to Belize to volunteer her services at the Inspiration Center. She is currently the only speech pathologist in country.
We have children with cerebral palsy. That's the most that I've seen. Severe cerebral palsy, where there's just no communication at all, no movement. I've seen autism, also very severe autism. Down syndrome, I have seen that also. And then I have the typical child who can't say his R's or S's. Yeah. So I've seen just about everything. Parents are very good at knowing that. And they have like something that's telling them that they're not talking. So I always tell my parents, always ask the pediatrician and always ask around professionals if the child should be talking or not. A child who is a year and it's not talking is not something that we need to be concerned about. But if the child is 2 years and he's not talking or she's not talking at that age, that is something to be concerned about. I am an advocate for early intervention. So always try to get the child early, because then it is easier for us as professionals to work with the delay. If we wait for the child to be 3 or 4, now we have 3 or 4 years that we are delayed, and we need to start at a later age.
Unfortunately, the most common misconception about speech delays and disorders is that some parents convince themselves that their children will eventually grow out of it.
I do struggle sometimes with people who believe that just with time it'll get over. They will get over, and unfortunately we have seen, and I have seen it in my profession year after year, they do not get over that. And if they don't seek the attention of the professional, then, like I said, they will struggle not only in school but throughout their lives with social skills. Then it's difficult for them to make friends. It's difficult for them later on in life to seek a job and be able to speak correctly.
For parents of children with special needs like cerebral palsy or autism, having access to speech therapy now allows them to open the lines of communication with their children.
We have children that, because of their condition, let's say cerebral palsy or autism, they're not able to verbalize anything, but there are ways of helping them to communicate through pictures, through signs, through different devices. So depending on what the child can do, we can teach the child to either sign more or eat, and he or she is able to communicate that to the parent. The frustration decreases and there's communication between the two of them.
There are many causes for delays or disorders in speech, but parents can help with speech development by reading to their child. Another tip includes breaking a very common bad habit.
We as mothers especially would like to use the baby talk with our babies. That's not something that I recommend, because then they learn that you need to call the object the way that the object is, or the verb, or whatever it is. So you don't say to your child, let's go night-night. No, we're going to go to sleep. So you use the appropriate language so this child listens and then imitates. Children are like sponges, so the way that you're going to speak, they are going to imitate you.